Okay, this is bad. I should be able to see the ferry terminal by now, but where? I'm actually lost. Oh. Oh God.
Bro, wake up. Jeffrey, wake up. Jeffrey.
I'm awake! I'm awake! I'm awake! Alright, so it's what, 5:50 right now? Not even, but just past?
5:50. No, you nailed it.
5:50. Oh my lord. I've been dragged out of bed. We're heading to the ferry right now to go to Rebun Island. All right, so here we are on the ferry to Rebun Island, and it's actually quite cloudy, foggy outside today. It's also quite cool. After raining last night, it's down to just 11 Celsius today, so very, very cool. Which is going to be perfect for the hike once we get to the island, but oh my god, is it going to be cold out on deck. And that is exactly where I am headed next. This ferry is surprisingly rocky for how big it is, considering that we're all the way up out here. But yeah, we're on the way to the island now. Oh my god, I'm heading back inside. I can't. All right, so we just got off the ferry. We are now on Rebun Island. I initially had a intro planned, and then
He realized his GoPro was not on his person.
and I have to run all the way back to the ferry terminal to, so like when I went to worker, I was like, camera wa soko desu, and he was like, oh, GoPro, and I was like, yeah, it's fine.
Well, at least they found it.
Yeah, they found it pretty quick. But anyways, here we are on Rebun Island. Rebun Island is actually a bit of a oblong shaped island. It's like about 10 kilometers, I think a little bit more than that, north to south, but in terms of width, it's actually just 4 kilometers, so definitely kind of that very, very oblong shape. And little fun fact for any anime watchers out there, Rebun Island is where Shokugeki no Soma season 4, where the rebels take on Central and the Azami administration, actually takes place right here on Rebun Island. So a little bit of an anime reference there for everyone.
Theory.
So we are almost at the top of this hill, and it just occurred to me that right over there is a massive mountain, just shrouded in the fog, and it's absolutely crazy how much thicker the fog has gotten up here. I know the GoPro doesn't really do it justice, but that down there is the path that we came from. It's crazy. It's crazy. We are now at the top of Momoiwa Observatory. It is completely shrouded in fog, but we are near the southern tip of the island pretty much. Right over here. Absolutely amazing view, but all shrouded in fog. So yeah, it's getting real muddy up ahead, and Alice does not have the right shoes. This is why you wear hiking shoes. Woo! I'm actually not looking forward to this, because the wind is blowing my hat everywhere. Oh my god. All right, well, we're gonna make our way across this little gorge. Okay, I underestimate how muddy this is. Even without hiking shoes, I am like slightly sliding in the mud with each step I take, and this is actually kind of dangerous. The worst part about hiking and all of this isn't the actual mud itself, is the fact that with each step my shoe has so much mud on it that it just makes even the dry spots slippery. It's acting as a freaking lubricant, and I'm trying to stomp it off like a dry patch of ground I get, but it just doesn't come off fast. Okay, so I did cross the muddiest part, but god, this is still dangerous. Okay, so here I am at Motochi Lighthouse, and I've come to realize that the view here is like 10 times worse than everything I've passed so far. With that being said, obviously Alice is not here, and I've also come to a realization that the only way to get back to the terminal is to go back the exact same way I came from, which means I have to go through all the mud again. I might have screwed up. I'm starting to think that getting to this lighthouse might not have been worth it. I should have just stopped when I hit that peak back there. Anyways, regardless, I guess we're gonna have to head back down now, and hopefully we'll be able to find Alice at the terminal and get some lunch. All right. Okay, this might end up costing me a lot, but I don't want to go back the muddy way that I came from. So I'm gonna go to Finitysounds, and I'm gonna hope that that's the right way to go. Because if it doesn't, I just cost myself a lot more time. This is about to become the journey of how Trevor gets lost on the mountain. I am heading down to this Finitysounds place. I have no idea if it's the right place or not. I mean, the boat leaves at 2:20, so I'm like not the most nervous because knowing my own rate, I'm pretty sure I can walk like 3 or 4 kilometers if necessary to get from Finitysounds.
Alright, I'm gonna do some shaky iPhone footage for Jeffrey's vlog. So, me, dumbass, did not bring hiking shoes. Wore my hokas, thought I would be okay. Very not okay, cannot walk muddy paths. So, I am.
Okay, this is bad. I should be able to see the ferry terminal by now, but what? I'm actually lost. Oh god. I mean, how are there no maps on this island? Oh my god. It's okay. We're lost. I think no matter what, I'm not hiking there, because if I hike back up the mountain and I go back to the lighthouse, then it takes about another hour to go the reverse direction, just because it's so muddy. And hopefully that this is the right way to go. This is just judging based off the fact that we are rounding the corner, and while that is Finitysounds Island, I know the ferry point is on the east side, but when we round the corner, then we're going to be facing the east side, which means that we're going to be at least on the right side of the island. Okay, this is great. I found a map, which means that I now know where I am and how lost I am. Okay, so the ferry terminal is just along this road here. Okay, well, I guess I'll just follow this road and see where it takes me. Oh boy, we are lost. We are lost, well not really, but we are kind of lost. Alright, we made it. Never thought I'd be so happy to see a gigantic crane, but this one I know is next to ferry terminal, and I see the ferry terminal right over there. We made it back in one piece. Alright, time for lunch. So I got very classic oyakodon for lunch because I've made it a couple times myself, but even then I think the ones I've made look very different to those.
Oh, oyakodon?
Yeah, I think oyakodon is like, in theory, right, it's parent and child bowl. So,
egg and chicken.
Yeah. And then of course comes with miso soup.
And daikon.
Daikon. So today we went to Rebun Island. I managed to get myself lost. But eventually found our way back to the ferry terminal, and now we're heading back to Sapporo tonight. And if you're still watching, thank you for tuning in. This has been Travel Report Day 3, Japan. そうカナダある。わあ、知らなかった。どこ？ああ、そうそう。
はい。で、カナリアパーク。やって、ここから来ましたね。
ああ、そうそうそうそう。
で、どこが大野かな。
ああ、そうですね。
カナリアパーク。
の地図はありません。そうそう。
でも道があれば。
ああ、そうそうそうそう。ありがとうございます。はいはいはい。ありがとう。